Hey everybody, Prince Akhenaten here. To extrapolate on something I talked about on Prinstagram a little earlier today, let's back up and set the stage. Last Sunday, I had a good weekend. I went to sleep pretty happy. Then I had a dream where I was pissed off that I was not booked for an LGBT wrestling event. Which event it was not specified in the dream. Then I woke up, and like any good worker, I was pissed off that I wasn't booked. And even though this event only existed in my subconscious dream world, it still outdrew Dan Ram's BBWF in real life. Be that as it may, pissed off is too harsh a word. I didn't really wake up pissed off. But I did think about it, and I was slightly disappointed that I'm not considered, I'm not considered part of the LGBT wrestling community, I guess. I'm not sure. But then it occurred to me that it's on me, because I don't believe I've ever just said, publicly at least, that I consider myself part of the LGBT wrestling community. I don't know if the community considers me part of it, but you know, and I don't feel it's any sort of discrimination or anything like that. I really think it's just a matter of me self-identifying. Because when you're at my level of overness, you sometimes need to say things publicly, perhaps multiple times before they actually stick. So I am again saying it in no uncertain terms. I consider myself part of the LGBT wrestling community. So why haven't I self-identified until now? Well, let's explore that. There's a couple of reasons. One, I'm not big on labels. I don't think it's necessary. And I suppose if you were to apply a label to me, the one that would be most apt would be pansexual, which is one of the most misunderstood labels there is. And I just realized what I said. There's probably there might be a non-binary person watching this that's shouting at their phone right now saying, "Fuck you, fatty." I apologize. Nonetheless, pansexuality is rather misunderstood. But I've just always been me. I've always just lived who I am openly and unapologetically. And I don't say this in a clap for me sort of way. I'm not coming out because there's nothing to come out about. The fact that I have been turned down by cisgendered women, cisgendered men, transgender women, transgender men, and others is not meant to be taken as a triumph of the human spirit. It will make a terrible Lifetime movie. But Jo Beth Williams will knock it out of the park for sure. That's a King of the Hill reference. And again, I'm not pushing stupid stereotypes that pansexuals will sleep with anyone or anything. I certainly have a type. And whether or not you are that type, you can follow me on Prinstagram at Prince, AKKANATAN, today. Woo! Another reason is a bad experience. This bad experience was well over a decade ago. In my early 20s, there was a very brief time where I did publicly call myself a bisexual, and that's a label I like even less. Bisexuality presupposes a duality of just two genders, which just leaves out non-binary, gender fluid, and anything other than really the big two. Now, this video is not meant to be a sociology course on that, but feel free to tell me how there are only two genders in the comments. I can use the engagement boost, whatever. But I found there are two people that had problems with me being bisexual. Two groups of people that had problems with me being bisexual, and that was men and women. And that might have just been innate human insecurity. If I'm talking to you or dating you and you're a woman and I leave you for a man, or vice versa, that for some reason might sting more than if I left you for someone of your same gender. I don't know. But that was also a much younger me who was less confident, who wanted to eliminate potential deal breakers in dating or hitting on situations. These days, I don't care, because I don't need to trick people into liking me. I do, however, need to trick people into booking me. Just kidding. Maybe. And also, in the early days of my wrestling career, I kind of kept a secret. In general, it's nobody's business, of course. But, I mean, what am I going to do in a 2009 locker room? Am I going to take out my era-appropriate flip phone and say, "Hey, Jersey Devil, Crazy Ivan, Andrew Anderson, check out these blurry nudes I just got"? Well, yes, that is a backsack. Thank you for noticing. Hashtag backsack. And if you follow me on Twitter, tweet me with hashtag backsack, and you'll be the first. Not the first person to use backsack, the first person to ever tweet me. At Prince Akhenaten, AKKANATAN. And also, maybe I could serve as some sort of representation. I don't know if there's other wrestlers out there that identify as pansexual. I haven't looked into it. This is my first day as a gay icon. And, you know, really a lot of LGBT QIA, however many letters you'd like to add to your lettuce, guacamole, bacon, and tomato sandwich, a lot of the rosters seem to be beautiful feminine men. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love beautiful feminine men, some more than others. But, you know, us big ugly bears can wrestle too. And again, maybe I'm going about this all wrong. Maybe the only reason I'm not booked on these LGBT wrestling events is because I'm a shit worker. And if that's the case, then that's the case. Although, gay, straight, or otherwise, I do encourage you to watch more recent Prince Akhenaten matches because I do think I've gotten a lot better in the last 2 or 3 years. But hey, you know, I think really, seriously, I think it's just a matter of being introduced. I never self-identified because nobody thought to ask me what my deal was.
It's my deal here, see?
The people in wrestling and the people who want to know what my deal is a very small Venn diagram. Too small, in fact. So here I am to just make it known for those who never even thought to ask. And think about it. I have to state it publicly because a great example is that it's been 6 years since I've done a quote-unquote pharaoh gimmick. 6 years, and there are still people that call themselves my friends that think I do an ancient Egyptian character. If I can't convince people that my gimmick has evolved, what hope do I have to let people know the intimate details of my life? That was never their business to begin with, I guess. So, in closing, #Backsack. Hey.